Hello everybody, thanks for dropping by. Today is Sunday 13th of January 2013. I've just been browsing through the news blogs and sites, and a couple of interesting things took my attention. One quite frivolous, one quite serious. White House responds to Death Star petition. Obama does not support blowing up planets. Apparently this came about some 25,000 silly Americans thought it would be a nice idea if the Americans built the Death Star, the same one in Star Wars. And the White House had to respond. The administration shares your desire for job creation and strong national defense, but a Death Star isn't on the horizon. There are a few reasons. The construction of the Death Star has been estimated to cost more than $850 gazillion. We're working hard to reduce the deficit, not expand it. You should be working hard to reduce the American national debt. The administration does not support blowing up planets. Why would we spend countless taxpayer dollars on a Death Star when a fundamental flaw can be exploited by a one-man starship? Yeah, well, that just shows the silly attitude of having petitions. I can imagine the conversation in the National Rifle Association. Hey, Leroy, it's about time we had a damn big laser starship in orbit. It's our constitutional right to have the world's biggest laser. Oh, gee, Edgar, what a great idea. Let's make a petition and send it to a president. Maybe it'll work. I don't think so. Anyway, it ain't gonna happen. What does it say? Blah blah blah. I'll put the links in the space below so you can have a look at it yourself. What are we on now? 2 minutes. Lovely. The second one is more serious. US risks turning inward over EU referendum, says US official Philip Gordon. Philip Gordon's senior official. No, he's not. He's like a junior minister in our cabinet. And the US State Department says it was America's interest to see a strong British voice within the EU. Referendums have turned countries inward, he added. That's rich coming from America, who has been inward looking since the 1930s and still is today. In response, the number 10 said, the US wants an outward-looking Europe with Britain in it, and so do we. Well, Cameron would say that. He's all in favour of the EU. And he's not a liberal, he's not a Tory, he's a liberal. The Prime Minister is facing pressure on the referendum on Europe at some stage during the next Parliament, so the Conservatives will offer voters real change. Yeah, just like he did us last time. And as soon as he got back in office, he conveniently forgot about it. And the UK's position in Europe at the next election is scheduled for 2015. Oh, what a convenient time. Just in time for the next election, which is also scheduled for 2015. Mr Cameron wants the UK to remain within the EU. I'll bet he does. But believes there is a need to redefine the relationship in light moves towards further integration by countries using a single currency. No, there's not. We either stay in it or we get out. Cameron obviously wants to stay in it because he's been all for the European Union ever since it was first created. Suggested fresh consent. There's no consent with those buggers. You either abide by their rules and become a province of a European superstate, or you become free. However, many Conservative MPs want to go further and commit to a referendum. He might commit to one, but will he carry it out? Anyway, the only special relationship the US has is with Israel, not with us. The Obama administration are just as much Europhiles as what Cameron is. And It ain't gonna work. The EU is falling apart. This next year we'll see maybe Greece default on its loans. The tipping point will be when Golden Dawn takes over in Greece. It's inevitable. What else? Down. On its Miliband, PM's dangerous EU plan. Let's see what he says. Ed Miliband says David Cameron's EU plan is incredibly dangerous and is sleepwalking us towards an exit. I sincerely hope so. And we're not sleepwalking, we're wide awake. We've had 40 years of this EU nonsense. And what good has it done us? A £20 billion a year bill for the club, so we only have one voice within 27 members. Endless regulations destroying what's left of British industry. And a socialist-inspired client state destroying what's left of British society through we can't get rid of murderers, rapists and all the assorted criminals that come here through the European Court of Human Rights Act. Cameron wants us to renegotiate the UK's relations with the EU and to seek fresh consent from voters, like I've said before. Mr Miliband said that announcing a referendum would mean promising a vote on a negotiation not begun, with timescale uncertain and outcome uncertain. Yeah, well, he would say that. He wants to be into as much of the European Union as what Blair did. EU makes German MP, and the Germans have thrown their hat in the ring. A new strongly worded warning against Britain leaving the EU has come from a delegation of visiting German MPs. Yeah, whatever. It follows Wednesday cross-party delegation from the Bundestag EU Affairs Committee was in London to highlight Germany's growing alarm at the danger of a possible UK exit. You know what, that's why. Germany will have to foot all the bills of the EU, and the German people won't like that, will you? Briefing reports that EU German embassy in London, Gunther Krischbaum, sorry if I've got that wrong, member of the Chancellor Merkel's ruling CDU party, said losing the single market for the EU would be an economic disaster. No, it wouldn't. It would free up the single market. Countries will have to start looking to their own affairs. A couple of minutes yet. Countries will start to have looking after their own affairs. The glue of the EU is the euro, and that's on life support. It ain't gonna continue like it is today. Pandora's box. Mr. Krischbaum also argued that Britain would suffer a significant loss of global prestige if it left the EU club. No, it won't. We're one of the biggest economies in the world. We have a seat at the top table on the UN Permanent Security Council. Our language is the global language. The laws that we made, starting with Magna Carta, are the template of laws around the world. The British flag is known around the world. British products are known around the world. He's talking out of his ass. By the end of the 21st century, Europe will account for only 4% of the global population, he added. We have to stand together. No, you don't. A house comprises of dozens of different nationalities, economic interests and cultural differences will not stand. But areas where the culture is similar, they will stand. I predict the breakup of the European Union. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but sooner or later it's going to happen. Right, that's the 10 minutes because I want to do the big one today. Comment, like, dislike, subscribe, unsubscribe. It's up to you. Until next time, bye.